Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Yeshi Chonzom. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 30th of June. Indian Prime Minister addresses nation, says important to take precautions during Unlock 2. Locals blame Islamabad for poor road infrastructure in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And farmers in Nepal busy planting paddy as monsoon sets in. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday said it is important to take precautions in the fight against coronavirus as the country is set to enter Unlock Phase 2 from July 1. He said India is still in the very stable situation in which timely decisions and measures have played a great role.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday urged citizens to strictly follow precautionary measures in the fight against coronavirus pandemic as India is set to enter Unlock 2 from 1st of July. In an address to the nation, Modi said, in comparison to other countries across the globe, India is still in a very stable situation in which timely decisions and measures have played a great role. He said PM Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, the free ration scheme for poor, will be extended till the end of November with a cost of over Rs 90,000 crore. This came a day after the Interior Ministry issued fresh guidelines for the Unlock Phase 2 on Monday night.
कोरोना वैश्विक महामारी के खिलाफ लड़ते लड़ते अब हम अनलॉक 2 में प्रवेश कर रहे हैं और हम उस मौसम में भी प्रवेश कर रहे हैं जहां सर्दी, जुकाम, खांसी, बुखार ये सारे न जाने क्या क्या होता है, ये मामले बढ़ जाते हैं। ऐसे में मेरी आप सभी देशवासियों से प्रार्थना है कि ऐसे समय अपना ध्यान रखिए।
India recorded 18,522 new coronavirus cases on Tuesday, taking the overall count to 566,840, with 16,893 deaths so far. Modi on Tuesday also chaired a high-level meeting to review the preparations being undertaken for vaccination against COVID-19 as and when a vaccine is available, a day after India's first indigenous COVID-19 vaccine, Covaxin, got the nod for human clinical trials.
At least 2 militants who killed a 5-year-old and a paramilitary trooper last week were gunned down by security forces during an encounter in Anantnag town of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir territory on Tuesday. A search operation by Indian Army, paramilitary Central Reserve Police Force and Jammu and Kashmir Police was launched in Waghama village of Anantnag, during which the militants fired upon the forces. Security personnel retaliated to the firing and the 2 were killed in the gun battle. Tuesday's encounter comes a day after 1 Hizbul Mujahideen and 2 Lashkar-e-Taiba militants were gunned down in Anantnag's Kulchohar area. 4 people were killed and the number of flood-affected districts in India's northeastern Assam province increased to 25 of the total 33 as rainfall continued in several parts of the region on Monday. More than 1.3 million people in affected districts have been hit by the flooding. Heavy flooding triggered by monsoon rains has forced more than 1 million people to flee their homes in the northeast Indian province of Assam, authorities said on Monday, warning that the crisis was becoming more critical by the hour. Torrential rain hit at least 25 of Assam's 33 districts, and the Federal Water Resource Body said water levels in the Brahmaputra River were expected to rise with more rain forecast over the next 3 days. The Brahmaputra River, one of the largest rivers in the world, burst its banks in Assam over the weekend, inundating more than 2,000 villages. According to the Central Water Commission, the Brahmaputra was flowing above the danger mark in several districts. 7 other rivers were also flowing over the red mark at several places.
बृहस्पति दिन से एकदम हम लोग का गांव तो पूरा खानते जाता है घर द्वार बहुत चला गया बहुत आदमी का सामान चला गया बहुत गरु भैंसी भी चला गया गाय गरु बहुत चला गया
Assam, famous for its tea plantations, is hit by seasonal flooding each year, forcing state and federal governments to spend millions of rupees on flood control. Paramilitary personnel were deployed across the province for rescue operations and to ensure people maintain social distance in makeshift shelter camps to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, authorities said. Moving on, the roads in Pakistan-administered Kashmir are often touted as one of the most dangerous in the world. Locals blame, despite several complaints, Pakistani authorities pay no heed to deteriorating conditions of road and infrastructure in the illegally occupied region.
Poor condition of roads continue to create daily travel problems for the locals in remote areas of Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Residents blame hollow promises to fix the roads and improve infrastructure keep coming from the politicians. But even after 70 years, authorities have done nothing to overhaul these dangerous roads. A complete overhaul is required, but the puppet government pays no heed to the dilapidated infrastructure in the illegally occupied region.
हर साल इसको इलेक्शन की वो जो है ना ढाल रखा जाता है इस पर इलेक्शन लड़े जाते हैं वोट लिए जाते हैं इस साल करेंगे आपकी रोड लेकिन उसको फिर ताल छोड़ा जाता है इस वक्त दरा गांव के लिए रोड पुख्ता की जा रही है उसका काम शुरू है लेकिन रोड जो दरमियान में है वो कूना वो इसी तरह ताल पड़ी हुई है
Locals blame it is part of Pakistan's agenda to keep the region underdeveloped. A part of the erstwhile princely province of India's Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan-administered Kashmir was illegally annexed by Pakistan over 6 decades back.
Moving on to news from Bangladesh. Barbers have been wearing PPE kits in Bangladeshi capital Dhaka to help quell fears of customers amid coronavirus pandemic. The number of confirmed coronavirus cases in Bangladesh surged past 141,800 on Tuesday.
The staff at barber shops and salons in Bangladeshi capital Dhaka have been wearing personal protective equipment or PPE while giving haircuts to quell customer fears amid COVID-19 pandemic. Saloon owners said that although the customer footfall has been low compared to before the lockdown was imposed, they have been serving their customers by following proper precautionary measures. Despite increasing infections, the Bangladeshi government issued an order allowing shops and markets to reopen in the country from May 10th on a limited scale, weeks after giving permission to reopen factories as part of easing the nationwide shutdown imposed since March 26th.
সবাই একটু ভয়ের মধ্যে ছিলাম যে আসলে সেলুনে এই পরিবেশে যাব কিনা পরে দেখলাম যে ওনারা করোনা প্রোটেক্টিভ যত ধরনের পদক্ষেপ নেওয়া দরকার সেটা নিয়ে ওনারা সেলুন পরিচালনা করছেন এটা জানার পরে আমরা আবার আসা শুরু করছি এখন দেখছি যে ওনারা যে সেবা দিচ্ছে তাতে আমরা স্যাটিসফাই
এছাড়া আমাদের সকল স্টাফ পিপিই মাস্ক এবং প্রোটেক্টিভ শিল্ড ফেস শিল্ড ইউজ করার মাধ্যমে কাস্টমারদের জন্য সর্বোচ্চ সুরক্ষা নিশ্চিত করে থাকেন
As of Tuesday, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Bangladesh surged over to 141,800, while fatalities stood at 1,783.
In news from Nepal, farmers in Nepal are busy planting paddy as monsoon season has set in. Agriculture authorities said about 20% of paddy plantation has already been completed in the Himalayan nation.
Fields near Manohara River in Sangkhu in the Kathmandu Valley these days buzz with sounds of running tractor, people and melodies twining with one another as farmers have begun making rapid progress in planting paddy as the monsoon season kicks in. On Monday, on the occasion of the National Paddy Day, farmers sang ropane or field songs as they continued their work of planting paddy saplings. Along with the melodies, farmers also ran behind each other, smearing mud on face and splashing muddy water as a means of fun. National Paddy Day holds a great significance for the common people as the country's economy is dominated by agriculture.
त्यस्तो गीतमा धेरै अब दुःख लागेको गीत भनिन्छ त्यसमा अब आफूलाई के चित्त बुझ्दैन आफूलाई केमा अब चित्त दुखिरहेको छ कसले हेला गरेछ के को बारेबाट घर छोड्नु परेछ त्यस्तै गीत गाइन्छ
Nepal annually produces about 5.5 million metric tons of paddy, while the consumption stands at 7 million metric tons. Last year, the Himalayan nation produced a total of 5.55 million metric tons from 1.45 million hectares of land. As per the Department of Agriculture, this year about 20% of paddy plantation had been completed in Nepal by June 29, which is up by 9% in comparison to previous year.
Traders in India's West Bengal province are threatening to hold business with Nepal from the border village of Panitanki following the ongoing dispute after Himalayan nation approved a new map of the country, including land controlled by India.
Traders in India's eastern West Bengal province are threatening to halt business with Nepal from the border village of Panitanki following the ongoing dispute after the Himalayan nation approved a new map of the country, including land controlled by India. The Panitanki Traders Association has decided to stop selling Indian products to Nepal, which is largely dependent on the village for business unless the border issue is resolved.
हालात सही नहीं होगा तो हम लोग कैसे बिजनेस करेंगे नेपाल को पहले अपना हालात सही करना पड़ेगा वो मैप उसको सही करना पड़ेगा उसका बाद में करेंगे हम लोग अपना सरकार के साथ है नेपाल का इस प्रकार का हरकत को तो हम लोग समर्थन नहीं करते हैं ना हम लोग अपना बिजनेस के लिए आज उसके सामने गिर जाएंगे ऐसा बात भी तो नहीं है ना
India sells Nepal all its oil requirements and the Himalayan nation's imports and exports transit through Indian ports. Nepal also sources raw material and skilled labor from India.
अभी जैसे नेपाल में सिचुएशन है जमीन विवाद लेके किया है नेपाल का सरकार इसके लेके हम लोग भी चाहते हैं कि चलो इसको या तो सॉल्व किया जाए या पूरा पूरी फिर बंद कर देंगे हम लोग भी उसके साथ बिजनेस नहीं होगा टोटली नेपाल में प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगा
Earlier this month, the upper house of Nepal's parliament approved a new map of the country, including areas disputed with India. The move signals a hardening of Nepal's position over a decades-long border row that has strained ties between the South Asian neighbours.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indian Prime Minister addresses nation, says important to take precautions during Unlock 2. Locals blame Islamabad for poor road infrastructure in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And farmers in Nepal busy planting paddy as monsoon sets in. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/AsAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @AsAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.